City of Nampa celebrated its 134th birthday this week, and today we're going to give you a little history of how the largest city in Canyon County came to be. It's this week's 208 Redial.
As was the way in the Old West, the railroad resolved where cities would spring up. And in the early 1880s, the Oregon Short Line was finally finished in southwestern Idaho. It went from Weiser to Wyoming by way of Caldwell and what would be soon known as Nampa, a piece of property in which three men saw potential. James McGee, who lived up the line in Caldwell, got together with Alexander Duffs, a local businessman, and one James Stewart from Portland. And they decided developing another railroad town was a good investment. So in 1885, Duffs filed a claim under the Idaho Homestead Act, and he got 160 acres at $1.25 apiece. On September 8, 1886, McGee and Duffs formed the Nampa Land and Improvement Company, and they filed for incorporation. Those 160 acres were then parceled into lots. However, those lots left little room for vices. Being a religious man, Duffs wouldn't sell to anyone wanting to build a saloon, earning the town the nickname New Jerusalem. Well, that pub prohibition wasn't very well imposed, because within 2 years, 3 of the city's 28 businesses were bar rooms. Then, as a sort of dismissive act to Duffs, when the family home was moved 21 years later, a brewery was built in its place. Now, what about the railroad? Well, at the time, Boise was snubbed by the Short Line, but eventually, the Idaho Central Railway connected the eventual capital city to Nampa, a junction that would turn Nampa into a jumping, upcoming city.
Nampa wasn't technically a city until April of 1891 when they put the government together, but they kept the name Nampa. And even though there isn't a definitive explanation of where they came up with the name Nampa, some say that it was named after a Shoshone Bannock chief. They also wanted a rememberable name so people would know it on the railroad stop.